All right, time to fire up our First Alert live stream from the Weather Center. I'm First Alert Chief Meteorologist Steve Beylon. Thanks for joining us. Our spring storm is gone, but towards the bottom of the screen here on our live stream, we've got some weather conditions, but also some schools, especially in the north, that have had some delays this morning. I'm sure folks are keeping an eye on that, and had some slippery travel this morning as well, but those road conditions will be improving soon, and it's just a matter of time before we come out of our first alert weather day. That'll be expiring probably in the next hour. I do want to show you this. It's a list of some snowfall reports that we got in the First Alert Weather Center. And at the top of the list is Aurora. That's up in Florence County. 7.5 inches of snow from this weather maker that came through yesterday. 5 inches of snow in Shawano. 4.5 apiece for Clintonville and Wapaka. Royalton, that's near Wyawega, in case you're wondering. 4.2 inches of snow. Athelstain, almost 3.5, about 3 inches in Mountain. And then farther down on the list, it's just shy of 3 inches in Oconto Falls. Sampson, that's in Oconto County, that's 2.5 inches of snow. Green Bay National Weather Service, 1.5 inches, and just under an inch in the Fox Valley, 0.8 in combined locks. If you feel so inclined to share your snowfall report from your hometown, you can send it to my Facebook page, and our weather team would greatly appreciate that, so thanks a lot. So there's First Alert Viper Max. No snow. It's all gone. In fact, skies are generally sunny across the area. But even though our spring storm is gone, our severe weather outlook is in the low category, watching for a possible upgrade. I think at this point, probably not. We've been really focused on your morning drive. For a lot of folks trying to get off to work this morning or get the kids off to school. We've had some icy travel, especially on side and secondary roads. Some of it because of slush from the snow melting and refreezing. We also had a lot of rain across eastern Wisconsin before it turned to snow, and that wet ground may have frozen up a little bit. So if you're traveling between now and, say, the end of this morning, I would just take it easy on some of those lesser traveled roads. Bridges and overpasses also might be a little bit slick. Give yourself some extra travel time and allow for extra following distance as well, as you may not be able to brake quite as quickly. The travel forecast looks a lot better as we get into the midday and the afternoon. We'll have sunshine helping to melt away some of that snow, and the road crews continue to work and clear those streets out. So the forecast looks better as the day wears on. Sunshine, although towards the end of today we'll have some passing clouds, maybe a few flurries, and our high temperature of 36, that should be around 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. It will feel a bit colder, though, with a blustery west to northwest wind around 10 to 15 miles an hour. We'll have some higher gusts. Thankfully, it won't be as windy as what it was yesterday. Here are the temperatures we have right now. It's 25 in Green Bay. It's 23 in Appleton. 22 degrees right now in Escanaba, Marinette, and in Sturgeon Bay. Look what the wind's doing. It's blowing in out of the northwest around 15 miles an hour, and that's driving the wind chills down mainly into the teens, but there's a whole flock of single digits from Fond du Lac and west into central Wisconsin. 9 for a wind chill right now in Watoma, which is also the wind chill that we see reported in Sturgeon Bay. So here we are looking at First Alert Pinpoint Predictors wind chill forecast. Through the rest of the morning, wind chills mainly in the teens, and then those feel-like temperatures during the afternoon in the low to mid-20s. That west wind will slow down a bit as we go towards this evening. High temperatures today, pretty typical for the 6th day of March. We're going to see highs in the mid to upper 30s, a high of 36 this afternoon in Lakewood. Now, we've got seasonably cold weather today, but our next weather maker is coming in a few days. It's going to bring us a warming trend. Early next week, it's going to feel more spring-like across northeast Wisconsin, and this will melt away a lot of the snow and ice that we just picked up from our spring storm. So you're looking at a map of North America, and you're looking at the cold Canadian air. That's the purple-blue blob that's stretched out from the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes into central Canada. That cold air mass is going to retreat north of the border as we head into the weekend. So our highs will go from the mid to upper 30s to a high of 47 on Sunday with mid-50s in the cards for Monday and Tuesday. And I want you to notice the jet stream pattern. So instead of flowing in out of Canada, it's coming off the Pacific Ocean. Basically, I wouldn't quite call it a perfectly flat west to east pattern, but to some extent, meteorologists might call this what we call a zonal flow. It's kind of moving just west to east across the country. And as the air flows over the Rocky Mountains, it sinks and compresses as it drops in elevation. That air, as it sinks, it compresses and warms up and then spreads across the nation. And that really is going to help give our temperatures a nice boost as we go into early next week. So we will find highs getting into the 50s. I wouldn't be shocked if on either Monday or maybe Tuesday, but probably more likely Monday, there's a couple spots in central Wisconsin that are flirting with 60. So that's going to be fun for those folks if they can get up to 60. Lakeside, you're probably not going to be quite as warm as inland areas. We're going to be hitting that time of year where we start saying cooler by the lake, and so I fully anticipate that as our water temperatures are only in the 30s. So there's your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. Highs in the mid-upper 30s for today all the way through Saturday. Sunday's your transition day, a high of 47. That's also when the clocks spring forward an hour for daylight saving time. And then there are those 50s as we go into Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, back down to the 40s with a chance of spotty showers. If you look closely at the Super 7-day forecast, you can see some flakes. Late today, some flurries. In the Northwoods, late tomorrow, some flurries or light snow showers. Everybody has a chance of a snow shower on Saturday. None of these little tiny snow showers are really going to do very much for us. They're going to be very weak. I think at the very most you might get a dusting or a coating. That's pretty much about it. So in other words, for families who are going to the Widener Center on Saturday with their kids to go see Sesame Street live, yeah, there might be a couple flakes out there, but otherwise it's going to probably be mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid-30s. And the weather looks A-okay for anybody who wants to go check out any of the fun Sesame Street characters. What do we got there? We got Elmo. Hey, Kristen, what's the name of this character from Sesame Street? You've got young kids.
They're not super into Sesame Street. That green boo, I don't know that one.
You don't know that one?
No, that's Abby Cadabby.
Abby, I know Big Bird and Cookie Monster.
I can't help you.
Ah, see, well, we got 4 out of the 5.
You want to ask me about Paw Patrol, you can.
When does Paw Patrol come to the Widener Center? We're all over that. But we got 4 out of 5 Sesame Street characters. That's a passing grade. I mean, we all know Cookie Monster, right?
Right.
Cookie! Okay, great. I did a bad Elmo impression during our 7:05 live stream, and I'm not going to do it again. Anyway, make sure you are using our free WBAY First Alert weather app. Always good to use when the weather starts changing, like we start going into some springtime temperatures next week. And depending on how you're watching this, you might be able to use your phone or your iPad or some tablet to scan that QR code and download that for free to your electronic device. 4 out of 5 Sesame Street characters. That's not so bad. All right. Well, anyway, thanks for watching our live stream. Hopefully we gave you enough information to have an idea what the weather's going to do the next few days, maybe entertain you briefly. Action 2 News mid-morning. Kristen's going to be on. You're not going to talk about Paw Patrol, though.
No, not Paw Patrol.
No Paw Patrol, not today. But anyway, she's going to have the top news stories coming up in about 15 minutes on the TV side, and we'll talk more about the weather. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a great Thursday, and I hope all is well with you and your family. And we'll catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Yeah. All right. See you around.